Moving on to another section of the essay, Adichie tells about a bitter experience she had at a hotel in Nigeria. Not long ago, I walked into the lobby of one of the best Nigerian hotels, and a guard at the entrance stopped me and asked me annoying questions, disturbing questions. What was the name and the room number of the person I was visiting? Did I know this person? Could I prove that I was the hotel guest by showing him my key card? Because the automatic assumption is that a Nigerian female walking into a hotel alone is a sex worker. Because a Nigerian female alone cannot possibly be a guest paying for her own room. A man who walks into the same hotel is not harassed. The assumption is that he is there for something legitimate. Why, by the way, do the hotels not focus on the demand of sex workers instead of on the ostensible supply? So, a bitter experience she had. She once walked into the lobby of one of the best Nigerian hotels, and the guard stopped her, asked her many questions like what was the name of the room of the person she was visiting. Did she know this person? Will it be possible for her to prove that she was a hotel guest by showing the guard her card? Then why such behavior to a woman? Adichie says that it is automatically assumed by a Nigerian that a Nigerian female walking into a hotel all by herself alone will be a sex worker. So it is generally thought that a Nigerian female cannot possibly be a guest in a hotel like that by paying for the room rent all by herself. It is not thought to be so. Instead, a man who is walking to the hotel in the same position will not be harassed. The assumption is that he is there for something legitimate. So, in a sarcastic manner, Adichie asks that why can't these hotels focus on the demand of sex workers and concentrate on that area instead of running a hotel, instead of uh, instead of on the ostensible supply, instead of the apparent supply of uh, instead of the very few supply of sex workers. Why can't the hotels concentrate on that area? So this is a sarcastic comment by her. Uh, and in Lagos, I cannot go alone into many reputable clubs and bars. They just don't let you in if you are a woman alone. You must be accompanied by a man. And so I have male friends who arrive at clubs, end up going in with their arms linked with those of a complete stranger, because that complete stranger, a woman out on her own, and had no choice but to ask for help to get into the club. So another bitter uh, experience or bitter thing about the city of Lagos is that Adichie cannot go alone to many reputable clubs or bars because they will be stopped if they are visiting alone. They should be accompanied by a man. So Adichie had many male friends there uh, who arrive at clubs, and they will be entering uh, the club along with a stranger, a woman who had come alone, because they are not admitted otherwise. So even if you are quite an independent woman with a lot of money with you, you will not be able to enter the club. You will have to beg, you will have to ask for the help of a man to get into the club. Each time I walk into a Nigerian restaurant, with a man. The waiter greets the man and ignores me. The waiters are products of a society that has taught them that men are more important than women. And I know that they don't intend any harm, but it is one thing to know something intellectually and quite another thing to feel emotionally. Each time they ignore me, I feel invisible. I feel upset. I want to tell them that I am just as human as the man, just as worthy of acknowledgement. So, whenever she is crossing the door of a restaurant with a man, the waiter will be greeting the man and ignore her. She she knows that waiters are products of the society and they hold the same prejudice as the society. They had taken in the idea that men are more important than women. They are not meaning any harm, but they are only displaying what they had taken in, accepted by the society, followed by the society. But as far as Adichie is concerned, she is able to understand this matter intellectually, but she is not ready to accept it emotionally. Each time they ignore me, I feel invisible. Invisible means she is not at all acknowledged. Her presence is not acknowledged. She feels upset, sad. She wanted to tell them that she is as human as the man and she is as worthy of the acknowledgement. So she adds that these are little things, but sometimes it is the little things that sting most. Then another experience. Not long ago, I wrote an article about being young and female in Lagos, and an acquaintance told me that it was an angry article and I should not have made it so angry. But I was unapologetic. Of course, I was angry. Gender as it functions today is a grave injustice. I am angry. We should all be angry. Anger has a long history of bringing about positive change. But I am also hopeful because I believe deeply in the ability of human beings to remake themselves for the better. So, some time ago, she had written an article about living in the city of Lagos as a young female. And after publishing the article, a friend or an acquaintance told her that the article is written in a very angry mode and she should not have made it so angry. But Adichie was not apologetic. Adichie was not guilty about that. She was angry, really, because the gender as it functions today, as it exists in our society today, uh, is injustice. And she is angry and she thinks that we all should be angry. Anger is very important because anger has a long history of bringing about positive change. So she is hopeful that the society will be able to change. Society will remake themselves for the better.